Okay, guys, how are we doing? Sorry, had a little bit of a technical delay here. So a little difficult. I told Filippo we might actually be going live on his channel because I was having technical problems. But now it does seem to be working. Can everybody hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear and see me. No problem. Hey, dude, I got it. I'm doing okay now. Do you want to just hop on? Okay. Same link. Yeah, same link. All right. Yeah, no worries. Come in whenever you're ready. All right. All right, guys. I don't know how my Wi-Fi connection is, so it might be a little bit iffy. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance if it is. We won the game 4-1, and there is a ton to talk about. So I don't know how good my Wi-Fi connection is, guys. If you can keep hearing me and it's a regular stream, let me know. If there's any problems, just put it in the chat because I can't really tell right now. Oh boy, there is a ton and a ton and a ton to talk about. How's everybody feeling? Let me know your thoughts. How are you feeling in the chat after a game like that? Thank you very much, Alexander, for your donation. That is very kind of you. Appreciate it. All right. You look like a ghost, though. Up your internet game. Yeah, it's the lighting in this room is really terrible. So it's not great. When I get back home, we'll resume normal service again. So look, 4-1 win. Some good performances, some not great performances, but overall, we did what we had to do against a fairly poor Jamaica B side. You know, they were not very good, and that's just the truth. We weren't really tested by their best players. What we did have was a decent system, some competent players doing a good job. Yeah, let's start off by talking about Lletget. Matthew Trezan has a nice job here, has a nice take. Lletget scored 2 goals, but was awful on the day, to be honest. Cannon was also terrible. Yes, Lletget did well to finish those 2 chances. He also had game. Up until those 2 goals, Lletget was awful, giving the ball away, slowing down attacks, poor. He was just poor, guys. And it's going to be hard to put that narrative out there because people just look, oh, he scored 2 goals. He must have had a great game. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Let's talk about Kellen Acosta. I said at halftime on Filippo's stream that Kellen Acosta was only good in the first half because he had time and space on the ball. Jamaica were bunkering, so he had all the time and space in the world, and he could make sorry. He was terrible on defending the goal, and then immediately after that started giving the ball away in unnecessary positions. So that's Kellen Acosta reverting to form when he's under pressure. Let's bring Filippo, just in case. Apparently, I'm lagging a little bit, Filippo, so if I do, you're going to have to take over the stream, okay?
It looks good to me. Looks good to me.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, we were talking a little bit about Lletget and how outside of the 2 goals, he wasn't very good, you know?
Yeah. But go ahead. So what I was saying about Lletget as well is Sebastian Lletget was invisible for the entire game. So yeah, he scored 2 goals. That will show up in the stat sheet. And in the US, we love stats, right? So when it comes to stats, Lletget did well. But we got to judge his overall performance, and it wasn't that good. He didn't do anything all game. And both goals were nice finishes, but they were given to him. They were nice setup plays. The third goal, Brendan Aaronson made a perfectly timed run to open enough space so he could hit that on the lower corner. And I don't know if Pete froze, guys. I think Pete froze, but you guys can probably still hear me. I'll take over from here. While Pete is not live here, can the chat still hear me?
Yeah, guys, make sure you can hear Filippo because I, for some reason, seem to be going in and out.
Yeah, and guys, I didn't change outfits every half an hour. I have to go to work soon, so I just got ready for work. It's not that I changed. So, Pete, there's a donation there from Techno and Dylan.
Yeah, good game, not great. I thought we lacked balance over.
So I'll do this.
Field.
Well, if Pete lags, I'll talk. And I don't know if you guys heard Pete right now. So he's saying, so essentially what Dylan is saying is that Sebastian Lletget is a good depth player. I'm okay, and I think Pete's okay with him being a bench player for the USMNT as well. I just don't think he should be a starter.
Yeah.
That's all.
For sure.
Let's see. Tactical is the best wingman. 11 lags. Oh, it's we gotta get Pete. We gotta tell Pete, go home, Pete. Go home, Pete. We need that Wi-Fi. Let's see. Just a couple of things that I'll talk about a couple of things here, real quick that I thought about the game. The goal, the Jamaican goal. I still need to see the full play to fully understand what happened. Clearly, Robinson was caught off position. I don't remember why exactly that happened. Reggie Cannon was trying to cover for him, and what's going on? There's an echo, Pete. So in that play, Reggie Cannon, there's a bad echo, Pete. So Reggie Cannon in that play, to me, he also failed on defense, and we have to point out what Kellen Acosta did as well. Don't you think Kellen Acosta gets a little bit of blame? Oh, and look at that.
I don't know if this works.
For it to work, you
now?
might
need. I muted myself on the laptop, and you can hear me live on the phone. Can you guys hear me live on the phone?
It's perfect. Remove. Okay, you can cool. remove yourself. You can remove your second.
Let me take my laptop guy out here.
There you go, Pete.
All right.
You use your brain. See, guys. What you just saw from Pete, it's his high soccer IQ right there.
Oh, there we go. All right, guys, I'm back here. I'm on the phone, so we should be okay, I think. I think we should be fine. Can you guys all hear and see me okay? Is there no lag now?
It looks good to me.
Perfect. All right, so what were we talking about, Fillipo? Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Oh, what I was talking about was Jamaica's goal. How Robinson was caught off position again. I don't know why. I don't remember what happened in that play that he got caught off position. Reggie Cannon went to cover him. Didn't really do a good coverage as well. And then Kellen Acosta, I don't know what the hell he was doing that play. Wasn't really playing any defense on anything. Failed. Jamaica got a goal. I blame it mostly on Robinson and Acosta because Reggie Cannon was just trying to cover. And then I also talked about how Sebastian Lletget's third goal, we need to give a lot of credit to Brendan Aaronson. The run he made opened up just enough space for Lletget to hit it. And that's all here, soccer IQ, that Brendan Aaronson showed today.
Yeah, very good soccer IQ from Brendan Aaronson. We have something here from Julian Pinto, another Patreon guy. Julian, how are you? Reyna's attitude is starting to bother me. Let's talk a little bit about Gio Reyna. And I've talked about this with Gio Reyna before. Very talented player. Up here needs to work on his mental toughness because when things are not going he's like Pulisic in a sense that when things are going his way, he's on fire. And when things are not going his way, we see a little bit of frustration from him. His head drops, his body language goes down. And some people say, oh, it's because he has a winning mentality. Listen, if a winning mentality drives you to be better, right, to pick your head up when things are not going well and be like, come on, you got this, that's very different than what we saw from both Reyna and Pulisic today, guys. Both of them, when things are not going well, their whole mentality goes down. Now, there's the difference between guys like Adams and McKennie, who are always, doesn't matter whether they're doing well or not, they always have that mentality. Dest, same. But you see it with Pulisic and Reyna, and it's a little bit worrying. Pulisic just tends to retreat within himself, right? He becomes introverted. Reyna starts getting frustrated with people around him, and that's not good to see. Now, Reyna is 18 years old, okay? He's young. Hopefully, over time, he will learn to control that side of his game. But I'm going to say something, and I've said this before. I read an interview with his dad, Claudio Reyna. Now, Claudio Reyna said that when Reyna was a kid and the team lost a game, he used to throw fits on the pitch, okay? He used to, like, scream and yell and throw himself on the ground. And Claudio Reyna said he never corrected him for it because he thought that it was showing a good mentality to win. Sorry, Claudio, I'm going to have to disagree with you there. You may have been a professional player, but if that is what your mentality forces you to do, then that's the wrong mentality. A will
That's a
to
spoiled
win.
child mentality.
Yeah, that's a spoiled brat. And maybe being born to like American soccer royalty has hurt Gio Reyna a little bit. Extremely talented guy, and I'm rooting for him. But yeah, sometimes his attitude on the field sucks. Pulisic, honestly, it's not the same mentality. It's not spoiled. Pulisic just gets like within his head and he overthinks everything and he doesn't play with that freedom and flow. Now, Pulisic was pulled off at halftime. We're told it's because of an injury. We don't know if how true that is, or if that was just Berhalter trying to rescue him, or trying to Berhalter does that a lot. He'll say a guy's injured when he doesn't want him on the field. So I have my doubts about that, but I guess we'll see in the next game. How was Aaronson and De La Torre? I thought Aaronson was excellent. I thought Aaronson was really good when he came on, connected the ball well, played really well, good in possession, good off the ball, head up, awareness. Really happy to see. De La Torre, I thought, was good too. I didn't see the last 10 minutes of the game, though. You want to talk about De La Torre, Filippo?
He was solid overall. He was very aggressive. Every time I noticed it twice happen. He didn't play that many minutes, but every time we would lose the ball in offense, De La Torre does one thing that I love. He goes and he hits the Jamaican player. He did that twice. Stops the counterattack right there. And passing-wise, he did well, very well composed, carried the ball well. I like De La Torre. It actually surprised me. I didn't expect much from him. And in regards to Brenden Aaronson, not only his performance on the ball was good, but off the ball. The guy's well-positioned, playing very well, high soccer IQ. I loved what I saw from Brenden Aaronson. Very good. And no, a lot of people were saying in the chat, Brenden Aaronson's better than Pulisic. He is not better than Pulisic. I don't think he ever will be better than Pulisic, but he's looking like he'll be a very important player for the USMNT. Maybe start, maybe as a bench player, but he's showing the qualities we need, actually.
I honestly wouldn't mind seeing Aaronson in the middle, maybe instead of a guy like Lletget, because he's a little more.
That's not going to happen until Berhalter leaves, Pete.
No. What's crazy is that all the good players were pulled off, but Acosta and Lletget got 90 minutes. That was just shocking to me, Acosta, I'm sorry. Okay, here's the thing about snapshots of a moment, right? You can take a snapshot like I talked about in Filippo's streams, snapshot of today's game and say, oh yeah, Aaronson was better than Pulisic today. That's why you can't judge a player on one half or one game. You have to start looking at the arc of their career and then understanding who they are based on that. Okay? Thank you very much, Joe3628. All right, we've got one here from Tiger Turner.
Great question.
How are you doing? Let's see. For some reason, it's not letting me pull it up. But Tiger Turner has a great. Oh, there we go. When will people stop judging players against bad competition? Acosta is not good, even good in MLS. I agree. I mean, he's decent in MLS. To say he's not good is probably a little unfair, but he does his job well in MLS. In MLS, you'll have time and space on the ball, and you can connect passes and do good things with it. But Tiger Turner's 100% right here. It's very hard to judge people against tough competition. And even against tough competition, Acosta looked bad defending. And then right after he was terrible, completely lost his man on that goal, then he gets a pass from Chris Richards, bounces off his shins, and he gives it away in another dangerous area under only the slightest pressure. Under only the slightest pressure, okay? So, no, I don't want Acosta as my backup for Adams, all right? I don't. I would have loved to see Owen Otasowie. I'd probably prefer Johnny Cardoso still over Kellen Acosta.
Chris Durkin even.
Chris Durkin, maybe Christian Capis, probably even Jackson Ewell, to be very honest. All right. Let's talk about Josh Sargent. Dakota, Simon, how are you, sir? Can we talk about Josh Sargent? Fire performance. Okay, great game from Josh Sargent today. His hold-up play, his off-ball movement, the assist for Brenden Aaronson's goal was beautiful. First, because he moves out of the way. His movement to the left draws the guy, makes space for Aaronson, then receives it, dummies his man, beats him on the dribble, and then a perfect cross with his weak foot for Aaronson to finish. Now, he didn't get, other than that, his hold-up play and his combination and his off-ball movement was really, really good. He didn't get the goal, and I heard Taylor Twellman criticizing Josh Sargent for not running fast enough to get onto a cross from Gio Reyna. which maybe he could have started his run just a little bit earlier. But I found it fascinating that Taylor Twellman was so quick to criticize Josh Sargent, but didn't say a word all game long about Acosta or Lletget's performance. Not a word. Because you know what? Or Cannon, for that matter. Not a word from Taylor Twellman. Why?
Well, he also said Zardes is the number 2 option.
Ah, jeez.
I just heard it.
Oh, boy. Sean McCourt. So, yes, guys, I feel a little bit vindicated talking about Josh Sargent because he was that good today, guys. He was, even though he didn't score, he was everything we want our center forward to be. Better than Jesus Ferreira, better than Josie Altidore, better than Giassi Zardes, better than Jordan Sibachou or Matthew Hoppy or probably even Daryl DK. Sean McCourt with a very generous donation, sir. Thank you. The penetration by the USMNT made me think I was watching the 11 Wanks OnlyFans debut. Okay. It's a good thing you put a good donation there, Sean McCourt, because otherwise we would not have put that one up there.
Just because he donated that much, you had to read it. You had to read it.
All right. Thank you, Sean, for that. Douglas Fredericks. Let's talk about Douglas. It's not showing up here, but will in just a second. Was the center back performance a good example of why pairings need extensive time together, or was it mostly other issues? So when you talk about the defensive performance, Douglas, I'm not sure exactly what you mean. I don't think that the center back performance was that bad, to be very honest. I don't. I think it was okay. I thought Richards was competent when he got on. I really did. What did you think about Richards, Fillipo?
He looked very experienced.
He looked calm. He looked composed.
Yeah. Didn't seem to care.
He was good in possession.
I thought we were a lot more stable when we had Chris Richards rather than Aaron Long in the back. It seemed like Richards and Brooks just worked better. The only issue we had was the main thing was in the goal. It was mostly Robinson getting caught off position.
See, I'm going to disagree with you there, Filippo. I mean, I agree that Robinson was caught out because he was so high up the field attacking, but I don't think the goal was his fault. I think Cannon and Acosta have to share most of the blame for that goal.
I share it with all three of them. I do blame Robinson and Acosta more. The thing with Cannon, the reason I don't blame him too much is why was he in the left side covering? He shouldn't be the one covering there. He left the right side exposed just to cover there. It should have been Acosta covering. It should have been Acosta covering Robinson. But Acosta was caught in the middle of nothing. He was doing nothing.
But still, whether or not you're supposed to be there covering, if you get there and you get nutmegged because you're defending with your legs that wide open. And on top of that, Cannon was terrible defensively on the other side too. So this sort of plays into this next question from Caleb Adams. Okay. Thoughts on Dest playing permanently at left back? Don't think Cannon should be starter at right back, but if you play Dest at left back, who starts at right back for the US? Personally, I still would like to see Robinson at left back and Dest at right back. We will probably see it against Northern Ireland. Dest will start on the right because Cannon has to go back, and he will start on the left. Now, what does that mean for, the defense? We will see. Is Robinson perfect? No. What I would like to see, and Filippo and I have said this before, is Robinson and Dest as wingbacks, because I think they can be way more effective. They don't have to worry as much about the defense if you play three at the back. So what I would like to see, my guess is we're going to see Richards. Brooks has to go home. So my guess is we're going to see Richards, Ream, and maybe Miazga at center back against Northern Ireland, and we're going to play three at the back. Okay? All right.
Do you think he will go three in the back? I hope he does, but
I heard something about it, but I don't know if it's real or not. I don't know how true it is. All right. Michael Garrison. Reyna was hard to watch today with his attitude. Berhalter should sit him on Sunday. Send him a message. Also, Musa was underrated today, in my opinion. We talked about Reyna already. His attitude was not good today. I still thought he was pretty effective with the ball at his feet, despite his attitude not being great. But yeah, I have no problem if Berhalter wants to sit him to send a message. I have no problem with that. Someone's going to have to correct him because his dad apparently doesn't want to do it. So, also Musa was very good in possession. He was very good at keeping the ball and making good decisions on it. Didn't offer a lot of threat in penetration. And let's be honest about that, right? That's probably not Musa's game. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm on my phone, so a lot of the comments are coming on my phone. Thank you, everybody who's donating in the chat.
By Gabe.
Gabe, dang. Not sure if you have a question or if you're just sending a donation, but whatever it is, it's very much appreciated. Okay? Yeah,
who was
Claudio Reyna right now.
Who was your man of the match?
Josh Sargent.
Sargent? I'm in between Sargent and Dest, but yeah, Sargent had a more overall good game. Dest had flashy
I thought
moments.
Sargent was more involved in the game overall than Dest.
More efficient too, more efficient.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, look, I was really happy to see Sargent's performance today. I hope we see him again against Northern Ireland. I have a feeling we're going to see Sebastian, or if not Sebastian, maybe Daryl DK, depending on how badly injured he is, because they said he had a slight injury. But it'll be very interesting to see what happens. I'm curious to see how bad Pulisic's injury is. There's a lot of question marks from today, and a lot of things we won't know until the next game against Ireland. We'll have to see what Berhalter says specifically about Pulisic.
Well, and Northern Ireland might play their subs too that game.
Yeah, they're in between two World Cup qualifiers, isn't it? Or is it two?
They play Italy. They're playing Italy right now on the UEFA World Cup qualifiers, and I think they play Tuesday again. So they might give some players a break on Sunday.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Let's see. Wait, what happened to Pete? All right, guys, I don't know what happened to Pete. I'm going to try to follow here with the chat. I'll hold on to it while Pete's not here. Pete is back. Pete is back.
I'm sort of alternating between my phone and the stream because the stream is like the Wi-Fi is not so good. But thank you, everybody who is giving donations in the chat. I'm going to come back in on my phone here.
Pete, you should ask them about the membership here for your channel.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. What do you guys think about Fillipo has a membership now, and some people are saying I should do a membership, YouTube membership as well. If you guys are interested in that, or that's something you guys would like to see, then yeah, I'd be happy to, for sure.
So essentially what Pete would have in the membership here, because he does have a Patreon that I know some of you are part of it already, is he could make a membership from a very low cost, and it's just an extra way for everyone to support the channel as well. Like we said, as long as we can pay the bills, we're going to do more and more content, more than we already do. Yeah, we can do more if we have time. So it's just an extra way to support. It's tactical, the Jamaican fans. So yeah, if you guys want to, just let Pete know so he can open it up, because he can do it on YouTube.
Yeah. Look, for now, I think we're going to stick with Patreon, although Fillipo does have YouTube membership if you guys want to subscribe to that and to help support his channel. But I think for now, I'm going to stick to Patreon, and then we're going to see how it goes. The reason I like Patreon is because it allows me to do game highlights and game clips, and I can break down players' strengths and weaknesses. In fact, I'll probably do something about this game, about certain players' performances. I'm going to cut their performance together and show you why I think they were good or not good. And that's what I like about Patreon. I can do it without worrying about getting copyright strikes from YouTube and stuff. So for now, I'm pretty okay with where we're at, and then we're just going to have to wait and see, All right. How is everybody else doing otherwise with the game? It feels good to win, doesn't it? It feels good, even if it's not an imperfect win without Tyler Adams, without Tim Weah, without Weston McKennie, but it still feels good. We're probably going to go for another 5-10 minutes, and then we're going to have to head out, guys, because we got other things to do. But this was really fun to see. Our next game is Sunday. We have the two big games, the semifinal in the morning, and then in the afternoon, we're going to have...
No, other way around.
I'm sorry. We have Northern Ireland in the morning and then the semifinal in the afternoon. So going to be a lot of fun. Fillipo and I better get some throat coat. Do you have that throat coat tea? That's actually really good for your throat when you talk for a very long time.
I can just get green tea. I can get some fruits too. Going to have a bunch of snacks, and we'll hang out here for... How many hours are we going to stream total?
Oof, probably 8 hours total if you include
it'll hit 8 hours
live stream after the game. So who do you want to play at the 6, Fillipo, against Northern Ireland?
I mean, what's the other option we have? We either put Yunus Musa back, which I had never seen him play as a 6, or Christian
I'd be
Kappas.
happy to try that. I'd be happy to give Christian Kappas a shout. I don't know what's the deal with Owen Otasawi. Why is he not there? Like, is he injured too, or is he just all of a sudden not? If Owen Otasawi transferred to MLS, he'd probably start getting more call-ups. I think
if he transferred to MLS, they would Alexi Lalas would be putting him to start over McKinney or Adams.
You know what? Have you ever seen the movie Love Actually?
No. What is it about?
Oh, it's a great movie. But there's this guy in there. He's a British rock star, right? And he's like one of these he's an old rock star. He doesn't give a shit anymore. And he goes on some kids' TV show to promote his new album. And they're like, all right, do you have anything to say to the kids? And he goes, kids, don't do drugs. Become a rock star and they give them to you for free. And it was just like this moment of like, oh my God, he's on kids' TV. Whenever I see an MLS guy like Acosta starting in a USMNT lineup, I always think of that line, except in my head, I change it to, kids, don't go test yourself in Europe. Stay in MLS and you'll get call-ups for free.
Call-ups without deserving them. You'll get called up.
Undeserved call-ups, full 90-minute starts with the full team just for playing in MLS. So sign those MLS contracts, kids. No. Look, it was a good game.
You got a bunch of donations there, Pete. Bunch of new donations.
Dude, I can't see. My chat is like, can you see the donations and just read out the questions and I'll answer them?
So the first donation was from Hans, and Hans says, thoughts on Tim Weah in the Firmino role?
I don't know if that's really his game. Weah is more of a finisher from wide. I think the Firmino role is almost what we saw from Josh Sargent today. So
it also requires more technical ability. You have to be highly technical from what Firmino does in Liverpool. The other donation, and Hans, thank you for the donation. The other one is
thank you, Hans.
Desiree Mitchell. 3 at the back Sunday. Hope to see DK. He's asking 3 at the back Sunday.
We might see it. I would be curious to let us try. If not, I don't know if Berhalter's going to do it. I heard from a source that he might be considering it, but I don't know if that's going to happen for sure. So we'll see.
Koeman did that for Barcelona, and it did wonders for Sergino Dest ever since he changed to a 3-defender formation.
Yeah, I think it would unleash both Robinson and Dest if we could do that on Sunday.
For sure.
Have them play as wingbacks,
Now,
then you could play Sargent and DK up top together. If, let's say, you don't want to play Pulisic there, or you could play Gio Reyna as a forward. You could take off Acosta, put Musa, Lletget, and maybe Aaronson in the middle.
And the other question is from Caleb Adams that donated at our channel as well. So he said, highest potential in the USMNT poll, in your opinion? Random question because I gave Fillipo $10 and I wanted to give you some as well. So Caleb Adams. So he wants to know who has the highest potential in the USMNT poll right now?
In the entire pool?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm gonna say highest potential, but this depends on if he can clean up his attitude and mentality, is Gio Reyna. I think that Gio Reyna is so skilled on the ball and his reading of the game is so good and his vision is excellent, but he has to fix up here. Potential means nothing if your mentality is off. So that's what I would say. I would say Gio Reyna is the highest ceiling.
For sure. And we can't also underestimate the potential of Chris Richards. It's because he's a defender, but he can be a top world defender, and he won't be as flashy as Gio Reyna, get goals, assists. But Chris Richards, his ceiling is also very freaking high. Yeah. And there's another one, actually, Pete. There's another donation. Sese H. I hope I said his name right. Sese H. He said, thanks. Pulisic and Reyna played well, but bad finishing. He didn't ask anything, just said Pulisic and Reyna played well, just bad finishing. Do you agree with that?
I agree with Pulisic. I agree with Reyna because outside of his finishing, I thought Reyna actually played quite well. He set up chances for his teammates. He was heavily involved in the attack, but I think he panicked a little bit when he was trying to score goals. Like he almost wanted it too much, and then he sort of, if you don't stay calm and just focus on the task, it's a mental game, right? Oh, I got to score this, and then you miss it, and we saw that a bit from Reyna. Pulisic, I thought, did not play well. I thought he resorted to too much dribbling when he had better options sometimes. And then again, I just think he's in his head. And you overthink things. You don't execute well. You execute poorly. Your decision making is poor. Your technique lets you down. It's all up here, though. They've just got to fix that side of their game, both of them.
So just one thing let me see. I think those are all the donations. I'm going to try to see if there's any interest. There's one interesting question here, but it's going to be very hard to respond to right now. Alex Cueva is asking the predicted lineup against Northern Ireland.
It's hard to say because we don't know what's happening with the injuries. Like, how injured is Christian Pulisic? How injured is Daryl DK? How injured is Owen Odesawi, if he's injured at all? What's happening with Matt Miazga? Why was he not on the bench? So we don't really know these things, so it's a little hard to predict, but I'll give it a quick shot here. I would say a 3-5-2 formation, Stefan in goal, Robinson and Dest at wingback, Richards, Miazga, and Ream as the center backs. Central midfield trio of Odesawi, Lletget, because Berhalter is in love with him. Odesawi, Lletget, and Musa, with maybe Aaronson on the left and De La Torre on the right. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's a 3-5-2. No, then with up top, Josh Sargent and Daryl DK.
Not Pulisic? So, oh, depends if he's injured, yeah.
Yeah. Apparently Max B829's donation question above. I didn't see it, but Joel Curtis said we missed it.
Let me see. Max B8. I can't see it. I can't pull it in the chat here. What was his question? It doesn't show up for me.
I don't see it either. If you can put it again, Max, we can't see your question here. But if you can pull it up again.
He's not asking you to donate again. Just like put the question again so we can see it.
Yeah, no. Just put the question again. And Turd Ferguson, apparently, I missed one too.
So he asked this. Which MLS scrubs will Greg pick for the 2022 World Cup?
Ooh. 2022.
Lletget?
Hard to say. Lletget for sure. At this point, it wouldn't surprise me if Long was in the roster.
Or Zimmerman, either one.
Or Zimmerman. Possibly Jesus Ferreira. Those would be my 3 bets. If Kellen Acosta goes to Qatar, we're in trouble. Like, there's no reason Kellen Acosta should be in Qatar. Jim 1790 or JM 1792. Thank you for your donation. Max, I'm really sorry if I missed your donation question. Please put the question again, and I would definitely answer it. And if not, shoot me a message.
Oh, we did.
We missed it.
That was the question.
What?
The MLS scrubs was the question.
Was that Max's question?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, cool.
You responded to it. Pete, I gotta go run to work now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go as well. But guys, this was a lot of fun. I'm gonna be at home for the next game, so I'll have good Wi-Fi for Sunday. I'm gonna be all good on the Wi-Fi. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. This was a good game. It was good to win. It was good to see mostly the team play well and play well within the system that Greg is trying to play. So let's just hope we don't see too much of Acosta or Lletget on Sunday. It's going to be a fun day, man. It's going to be a lot going on. So we will talk to all of you guys soon. Have a good one, okay?
Bye, everyone. All right, Pete.